Hello, thank you for having me again in this show. My name is Flavia, and today I want to talk to you a little about what it's like to cook for people that is in retreat. Right now, I'm cooking for 30 people that are doing a retreat. They are in silence, so that is why I am trying to help them with their practices by, for example, what I try to do is imagine how I would feel, how they can feel after doing these practices. Maybe overstimulated by all the practices, also lightheaded. It can be a little nervous because we are moving so much of our inner energy, prana, you can call it chi, ki, or vital energy. We are moving so much and in a different way that we are moving it every day, that maybe we are going to need more things that make us feel rooted. And these are different kinds of minerals, root vegetables, healthy fats, a nice balance of carbohydrates, proteins, and a lot of vegetables. So it's not about one food that is gonna make everything, like great and easy. It is about understanding a little about food, and you can do this by studying a little. I study for some years Ayurveda, some about Chinese medicine, also about food itself, like what are the properties of every ingredient that I'm using, so I know what's happening in the body, and then I can plan what I need to happen after the practices. Of course, we need to study a little. You don't have to study the same things I study, that's just my experience. You can do your own. You can also just focus on what you feel after practicing, and what you feel after eating this type of food or this other type of food, fresh fruits, vegetables, cooked foods, a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of fats, fried food, fast food. You can just be mindful and have awareness in your practices, in your daily routines, and start having this understanding of what is the effect of food in your body and your mind. So this is all I want to share for one short, talk. We can keep talking about this. If you are interested, you can send us a message, an email, asking for more of this. And the next thing is I'm gonna share with you a recipe that I made today for these people doing these deep practices. Today's recipe is gonna be baked vegetables or roasted vegetables, whatever you want to call them, with a white, creamy, cheesy sauce. Sometimes I like to make this white cream only plant-based because some people don't eat cheese, for example myself. But I have friends that really enjoy cheese, so I wanted to give you this option too. And I'm going to accompany these vegetables with a simple salad. So let me tell you about all the ingredients that I have here, so you can prepare yourself and make this recipe. For the vegetables, you can use any mix of vegetables. Today I have Italian squash, bell pepper, I have carrots, I have cauliflower, potatoes, a little butternut squash. Again, you can choose your own vegetables. You can add mushrooms or you can add onions if you like them. Anything that you like, you can put in the oven in this recipe. But these are the ones that I have and the ones that I like, and I wanted to show you. So if you're gonna make it plant-based, for example, I like to use nutritional yeast. This gives a flavor that is like nutty and at the same time a little acidic, like cheesy flavor we call it. And I'm gonna use plant-based milk. This is almond milk. I made it. You can make it yourself. You can buy it. It doesn't matter. Whatever is comfortable for you. It's really easy. It's just almonds and water. I love nutmeg to use in this recipe. I'm gonna use a thickener for this sauce, and this is gluten-free. Thickener, you can use corn flour, just normal plain flour, anything that is gonna make your sauce even creamier. For the cheeses, I have a mix of mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. I have like 3 parts of mozzarella, 1 part Parmesan cheese. The mozzarella is gonna have that melted texture, and the Parmesan is gonna have this salty flavor. I think both together work really good. For the salad, it's just a mix of spinach and green leaves and avocado. And I'm gonna use salt, pepper, olive oil. And of course, salt, pepper is for everything that I make in the kitchen. That is something that we use. Any cook is gonna use all the time. And I'm gonna use olive oil and ghee. And I think when you're doing retreat, if you eat dairy or if you are not vegan, ghee is something that can really help you to we call it like I call it keep water inside. When we make a lot of practices like meditation for hours or reciting mantras, it is easy to get dehydrated. I know it sounds funny, like why, but it works that way. That's my experience, and that's what I've been seeing other people going through. So healthy oils are really important for you to be nourished and also calm. So in that case, ghee is a really good healthy oil or healthy fat, and also you can use olive oil or any oil that you like. And I think those are all my ingredients for this recipe, so let's start cooking. Start cutting the vegetables, and you can be creative and cut different sizes and different shapes. At the end, they look really nice this way. I'm gonna use this paper just because it's easier to take out and it's easier to clean. But if you don't have the paper, that is totally fine. You can do it. So I'm gonna add the vegetables. You can see that I cut the potato smaller because potato takes a little longer to cook. So I'm just gonna put all the vegetables here. Season with a little salt. I have a mix of two kinds of salt, if you see a weird color. And a little pepper. Olive oil, and I will mix it. And I'm gonna take it to the oven. It's in between medium and high temperature, like 180 Celsius or 350, 360 Fahrenheit. After 10 minutes, I will check on them. Sometimes they get brown too fast, then I lower the temperature. Or sometimes they start to become soggy and then I need to have a higher temperature. Every oven is different, so you need to check after 10 minutes and adjust. So let's go to the oven now. Okay, so to make the sauce, this is really easy sauce. First, I'm gonna add half of the milk. You can add all the milk, but it's easy to mix if you have just half of the milk. And the thickener, I think I'm gonna need only 1 teaspoon for this amount. 1.5. Some salt, pepper, some ghee, and then I'm gonna mix it together. And just put the rest of the milk. And into the pan. The other things that I'm gonna add is some nutritional yeast for that cheesy flavor. I really like it. Has a lot of vitamins too, and it's good for the brain. And some nutmeg. I love nutmeg. If you have a nutmeg and you wanna make it yourself, you can do it. Otherwise, you can use one that is already powdered. Be mindful of not using too much because it has a really strong flavor. And with that, we are going to the stove to cook it for at least like 5 minutes, maybe 10. So just keep moving and then it starts to thicken. Cook it for 1 minute. So now to finish, all the vegetables in a smaller pan or tray because I want them really covered with the sauce. So if you have more vegetables, a bigger tray. Less vegetables, let's do a smaller tray. And if you're not using cheese, this is the one that you're gonna use. Even you can put some almonds on top or nutritional yeast. In my case, I'm gonna use the sauce. I don't need to use all of it for this amount. I'm gonna use it later. and cover it with cheese. The amount of cheese, of course, depends on you and how much you like it. And now about 10 to 15 minutes in the oven is gonna be perfect. As I said, today I'm gonna make a salad. I have a mix of greens, including baby spinach. I really like baby spinach. I'm gonna cut it small so I can use the oil to make it even like smoother. Some olive oil, salt, I love avocado. If you don't like avocado, you can try any other vegetables that you like mushrooms, tomatoes. In this case, I really like the combination of these two. I'm going to use a little of nutritional yeast. A friend of mine taught me this recipe. He was 3 when he taught me. Now he's 7, and we keep adding different ingredients into it. But before, like 4 years ago, he taught me this recipe. It was spinach, olive oil, salt, and nutritional yeast. I used to make it for him, and he loved it. And I love it now. So today we are adding a little avocado. But you can keep it traditional, like only spinach, or in this case with more mix of greens, a little avocado, or you can add other ingredients too. But this is a really fresh and at the same time like filling salad. So this is the finished vegetables with a little golden color from the cheese. But if you do it without the cheese, it also takes this, becomes this golden. So don't worry about it if you don't want dairy. Then let's make a beautiful plate. If you have the time, try to make it beautiful. It's also a part of your experience of eating. We would say make it as an offering. And then the last touch is the salad, and you can see it's a pretty simple plate. But that does not mean it's not delicious. And grounding and filling. So this is the final dish. I hope you like it. I hope you are now hungry just from seeing it. People here is hungry because they are smelling it. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you try it. And yeah, that's all from here. I'm Flavia, and I hope you have a beautiful day, week, night.